What's up, everybody? Welcome to another
More
episode
hey,
of the
even,
Finn's
brother.
Faithful Podcast. Yeah, that intro gets you fired up, doesn't it, guys?
Yeah, that was a good one. It's a good one.
All right, as always, welcome on this Wednesday evening. Thanks for joining us. Come on over to YouTube, of course. As always, thumbs up, bell, hit them. Keep on helping us grow, supporting the channel and the love. Jason, Curtis, everybody, we appreciate it a lot. I know I appreciate it. And as again, the chat, that's live in the chat tonight because it's going to be a fun one, as well as the comments below. We got a fun one today, guys. We're brave enough here to do a live 53-man roster projection. I mean live. None of us three have discussed it. So it's going to be a battle at the end. We're going to give you our locks, and we're going to go back and see, biting our nails, which guys make the team. Because with the potential three quarterbacks, I'm telling you, there are some tough roster decisions. Injuries will play a factor, but we'll get into all that. And before, we're going to touch a little bit on today's practice, another offensive line injury. Tyreek not showing up with an undisclosed injury. What's that about? And why maybe the quarter – I know everybody's getting hyped on Quinn Ewers, but maybe the quarterback battle with some things Darrell Bevel said and what Coach McDaniel said may not be as realistic as we think. We're going to get into all that and more. And finally, at the end, we'll do a little joint practice they have on Friday against the Bears. We'll give you a little preview of that. So we got a loaded one today. Help me to do that, as always, my co-pilot and co-host, Jason Sarney. Our special co-host, well, heck, he's part of the Finn's Faithful family. Curtis, you know him as Ace Per Head on YouTube. Boys, you ready?
Glad to be.
Let's do it.
You shocked me. You didn't even tell me we're doing this until like 10 minutes ago. I'm like racing.
We got to keep you on your toes here, Curtis.
Yeah, we got to keep you on your toes. It's going to be fun. Shout out there in the chat already. Baylock, Cassinos 99, what's up? Sir Egregious, what's up, brother? Thank you, everybody. This is going to be a fun one. Stay with us tonight. Jonathan, I love it. The chat's already lit. All right, so let's get started here before we get into the 53. News of the day, another injury on the O-line. Andrew Meyer, who's the backup center, the only really true center on the roster right now, is going to be out for weeks. We don't know exactly how long. We don't know if he's going to be ready for week one. Coach McDaniel only said weeks. Man, that's a tough injury. It seems like always the positions of Dolphins like that get hurt. We'll start with you, Jason. Your thoughts on the news of Andrew Meyer, another injury on the offensive line.
I hated the news because I loved the kid. I loved him last year. I had him on my 53 last year from the jump. Now, in a situation like this, he's going to make the team. He's going to be on the team. Now, of course, weeks could mean 2 weeks. It could mean 4 weeks. It could mean 6 weeks. We don't know exactly. But will he be on the initial 53, or will there be a protection of him? There's some maybe roster gymnastics, as I like to say.
Your favorite word, Jason.
My favorite phrase.
Yeah, your favorite phrase. Sorry, yeah.
Roster gymnastics, my favorite August phrase. But I think that the Dolphins do that pretty well. And there are a couple of positions where that could come up. So I hope Andrew Meyer is okay. But he is a Miami Dolphin. He is a backup center and a darn good one. You heard Teron Armstead on his podcast, a glowing endorsement, a decade-long career for this kid coming up. And I see him as a valuable asset on the bench. And you know what? He could maybe even move around to the interior and play some guard. But he is a backup center, and I expect him to be on this squad. Hopefully he gets healthy soon.
Yeah, I guess I get to play the bad guy. It's my role. Last year, all I saw, he's 6'3", 295. And I just saw him get tossed around a lot, pushed back, not really able to handle power. I wasn't really too high on him, but I didn't see him this year. He was a young guy. Maybe he got stronger. I haven't really seen, with my own eyes, a transition from last year to this year. But what I saw last year, he was definitely a good mover, but he was kind of tossed around a lot. He really struggled. He gets shuttered with the power. But, you can grow from year one to year two. So that's the key. If he has, then I think Teron's going to be right. But to me, I want my center to at least have some anchor ability. It's still big because we're betting on him, clearly. Brunskill's not a natural center. He's played center. He's kind of a backup. So he is critical. Whether he plays is critical, I don't know. We'll see. But there's plenty of time. It's 4 weeks. And even, if you let him sit in the backdrop and you let Brunskill run it as the backup for 1 week, you bring him in week 2. So I don't think it's that big a deal. Yeah. It doesn't seem like anything huge.
Yeah. And we'll get to
He's going to have time to rest, too, because he is a backup. So,
and there's going to be, and his injuries are going to affect, when they come back, who makes it. Maybe somebody makes it initially. But I would agree with you. Brunskill, man, I don't know about too much. I don't know if I like what I'm hearing and seeing on him. But I will say this about Meyer. When the pads are off, he's a different player. When the pads came on, he was pretty solid at the practice I was at. So, and all indications, you heard Armstead, who's usually a pretty good evaluator. He played next to him. Players know best, I always say. That's a big injury. I think if he's not ready, the guy who's going to snap the ball. I mean, remember, we have Eichenberg hurt. Eichenberg's a versatile guy with you. I know it's funny, but he can play all through the offensive line. I think maybe they're going to have to look at that. When those cuts come, those final 53s, he might not be on this roster. Actually, the guy who replaces Meyer if he's hurt. But again, we'll get more of that into the 53. Yeah. All right. So also, Tyreek, no show. Not no show. He was injured, undisclosed injury. Then he tweeted out today. Wasn't there a tweet on what was it?
I know he was late the other day because he couldn't bring his kids.
He's on the plane going to Chicago. That's basically what is going on. He is traveling with the Dolphins to Chicago. So no crazy dramatic, is he being traded or anything like that?
Yeah.
And no, I mean, look, a couple of weeks, months down the line, that's not a totally written off scenario. Slim, but unless he's doing something with a green screen, he's on the plane next to Jalen Waddle going to the Windy City. Yeah,
and we just updated the banner. Sorry about that. I had the old banner on the bottom with our last show. Yes, it's not. We're not talking pennies. It's a 53-man roster protection. What a screw up on my part. Anyways, so do you think, Curtis? Let me ask you this. I always say this about Tyreek. He's emotionally unstable. Don't listen to what he says. And that's the truth. There was a fun little trade scenario thrown out. Not real. Yeah. Scary Terry from the Redskins for Tyreek Hill. Would you guys even entertain that? We'll start with you, Curtis.
Yeah. I mean, he's a little bit younger. He hasn't been really as much a prima donna. I don't know what he'd want. Would they want something else aside from Hill? I don't know. For me personally, I would just like to go with Waddle, draft maybe in the second and third rounds guys to wrap around him along with Washington, Taj and whoever else we can find. I don't think we need to go hot and heavy, big expenditures on another wide receiver. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind it in a bubble, but would not be my preferred move. I think we need to kind of cut back some of our expenditures and assets tied to the receiving group and put someplace else.
Jason, any thoughts on that?
The last part of what Curtis said is exactly true. Hypothetically, if they do trade an asset and a salary like Tyreek, I think it would behoove them to maybe get a cornerback or someone else that could help another weakened area. Now, obviously, the Dolphins receiving core 1 through 4 is rather solid and strong. Now, you bring in a guy like a Terry McLaurin, potentially, I think he's going to end up staying in Washington. I do. It just makes too much sense for them with a rookie contract with Jaden Daniels to make this kind of play. And he's just a heck of a player. But I don't see a Tyreek from McLaurin situation. Yeah. And again, to echo Curtis, there's some other needs.
Yeah, either way, I just thought it was a fun little idea because I could see that's one of the places I could see the Redskins selling themselves on them, like with the whole Jaden Daniels I could just see that scenario happening. And if the problem got out of hand, it was just a food for thought. No way it's going to happen.
Hey, dude, send I hate to say it, but you could send Hill and Jalen Phillips for Micah Parsons now. I might.
Yeah, you might have to add like Phillips, 2 first-round picks on that.
Doing Madden as the third down there said, "We'll run Madden."
Yeah. No. Yeah, I just thought it was a fun little kind of deal to get. But are you guys making anything out of this today? Have we heard anything about the injury? I looked. Did you hear anything?
Maybe it's like a hamstring or maybe something that came. I mean, look, if he was not going to Chicago, then there's smoke while there's fire. I'm not saying he's playing much, if at all, but he's with the team. So let's all just.
Yeah. I don't think it's any. I mean, there is a whole little thing about him saying H-in on 3rd and 1s and McDaniel being a little unhappy.
Curtis,
but he's not going anywhere.
That's the one time He wasn't lying. I actually agree with him on that one. But anyways, anytime we got to mention it, anytime Tyreek doesn't show up or whatever, because it was kind of strange out of nowhere, right? Like it was out of the blue. I think I read Omar said he kind of pulled himself from practice, the one that was not disclosed to the public, only in the media. So that's why I didn't understand. But you never know with some of these people. I just when they tweet stuff, I don't know the context of it, so it's hard to speculate. But it's always news. This is going to be guys. Here's the bottom line. This is going to be when you have Tyreek. He's been in like this his whole career. This stuff's it's not going to stop. He didn't wake up one day and all of a sudden learn how to be emotionally stable. Unfortunately, it takes time, right? Like that. Just like human beings, he's one too. But he happens to be the star receiver. Anyways, all right. So let's not waste any more time. Shout out to everybody watching. Make sure you come on over YouTube. Thumbs up, Curtis. Hit that thumbs up. Practice the promoting. The thumbs up. The subscribe button. We're about
the whole thing.
Yeah, we're gonna get into this soon. We're gonna get into the live 53-man roster projection live. That's gonna be fun. Again, we didn't talk beforehand, so this is gonna be interesting to see who we battle, who wins, the nail bites at the end, who gets on this team. And this is fun because, guys, this is before preseason. We're gonna do one at right before. This is not the final one, but I thought this is a fun exercise. Jonathan says. Omar Kelly, a.k.a. Liddell White. Oh, man. All right. Last bit of news, I want to talk about the quarterback 2 stuff. I thought Coach Bevel had some interesting points today and, explaining how they targeted and why they targeted Zach Wilson during this offseason. I'll read part of the quote. He said, where some see that this guy's done, we see it the opposite. We want to take tools that he had, and we thought some of the same vein as Tua, people thought Tua couldn't play, and you see how he's playing now. We wanted to be able to do that with Zach and see if we can help him function within our offense. And then also McDaniel said he thinks Zach play has caught attention, a lot of his teammates, and he reasonably could have predicted that. So this tells me 2 things. First of all, no chance Quinn Ewers. I don't care if he throws 10 touchdown passes in the preseason and Wilson throws 10 picks. They're not going to let the guy that they target and they're publicly talking about let the rookie beat him out. And second of all, I haven't seen Zach do that unbelievable in camp. He had a good practice, but these are pretty strong words from Darrell Bevel and the coaching staff. They kind of look at it as a Tua Reclamation Project 2.0. We'll start with you, Jason. Did that catch you off guard? It's a little strong on the whole comparing it to the Tua situation.
This quarterback stuff is very fun and interesting, but basically Zach Wilson right now is the number 2. And we said this when Quinn Ewers was drafted. This would be the greatest thing in the world if Quinn pushes Zach for that job. Anything beyond that is a little Twitterverse ridiculousness. But, if Quinn can make people say, hey, this guy could be the number 2, I'll do a little tease. I think they keep in 3 quarterbacks on this initial 53-man roster. So that was not like last year where they had 2. And again, the roster gymnastics might not be using the quarterback position. I think Quinn is playing lights out, really. Look, one other thing. He's playing against third string. He's not playing first teamers. Let's all just realize that. But you still got to do well against the people that you're on the field with. And Quinn is doing very well for a rookie 7th rounder right now.
I will say this before you jump in, Curtis. Yes, spoiler, they're probably most likely, they're going to keep 3. But also, spoiler, you see how it affects those last cuts, and you'll see the exercise play out. There is a difference. It might just be one spot, but you're talking a player that you guys like, fans like, not making the team. So I just want to say that. Curtis, your thoughts on that whole
Well, they put a lot of money into this guy, guaranteed. They put a lot of street cred into this guy. They build him up. It was kind of like an avant-garde, out of the left field kind of deal. So they have to keep him. He's got to be second string. Even with just his experience alone and his movement skills, that brings a lot to the table. Ewers are going to have to keep a third quarterback because if Tua goes down – and you don't have a third quarterback, then you got to go fish and bring a guy in here and marinate him in the system. So Tua alone, I think his history, whether he gets injured or not, he forces 3 quarterbacks. And if Ewers is a guy you're high on, you don't want to bring him in to get wrecked loses confidence, you bring in a guy who's got a lot of experience, and the guy you've bet on, the guy you got loads of guaranteed money on, and that would be Wilson. So I just see it as it's just like a done deal. They're going to keep 3. They got to. I mean, what do? Tua goes down, and now you got to scramble for some guy and try to get him to figure the lingo out. And then what happens? Wilson goes down, and then you got a guy who doesn't know what the hell he's doing. So it's just smart, conservative team design to keep you as who you are marinating. Allow him to keep absorbing as we go through this, and hopefully you don't need to use him into his annual season. So I think that's pretty much the play.
Yeah, I think I don't think there's basically my point is there's no scenario, no matter how good Quinn plays. Again, let's a lot of this stuff, preseason is going to tell a little bit of the story.
Yeah.
But I think these joint practices are even going to tell more of the story.
Yeah.
But for the quarterbacks, you get to see it's different. The lights are on. There's there's people in the seats. I just think that no matter my point is not necessarily how Zach Wilson's playing or how Quinn's playing is the point is the bigger picture that there's no matter what Quinn does, they're going to stick with Zach because this is a guy when they publicly announce that this is their guy, the Reclamation Project 2.0. You see what we did with Tua. That just tells you, look, what we've seen from Quinn is great, but right now our primary focus is Zach Wilson. Quinn's going to be on the roster because look, the gap's not that far off what we've seen in practice with Ewers and Wilson. I mean, there's times where Ewers was clearly the second best quarterback in practice. So it's interesting. I just thought that was some strong words. They think that highly of Zach. I've been what I've seen. He's been okay. You see the talent. You see the throws he makes. And shout out to the dive bars in here. They had Ryan Fitzpatrick on yesterday.
That's great. That's great.
No shirts.
I was gonna whip the shirt. No one wants to see that.
No one wants to see me without a shirt.
But bravo to the dive bar. Great stuff with Fitz.
We should just answer the question. Who you guys looking for most to see it was DR you posted up before. Who are the guys you're looking most for to see this preseason?
All right, go ahead, Kurt. Start with you.
Definitely Duck. I've been hearing a lot of stuff about Duck. Duck is a guy I want to see. Phillips, the D tackle. Grant, Savaianaya. I want to see how he handles power. I want to see Taj. I want to see if he's legit. We're hearing all this stuff. Not as big. I want to see Pharaoh Brown run block. That's what I want to see. I want to see Daniels. How is that? You could tell. You're going to be able to tell when you see him how he's walking after contact, how he's balancing himself. Is that Achilles back? So that's really where I'm sure there's more, but I don't want to keep going.
Sorry, the chat's going off here. We got the. No, you don't. No, you don't. We'll lose viewers.
All right. That is not in that realm.
We leave that for Ghost and oh, by the way, nice tattoos, Bobby. Nice tattoos. Go ahead, Jason.
All right. Good names, Curtis. Good names. But if I'm going to stick to a couple that you haven't named, I am looking at, they're not going to keep 2 undrafted wide receivers on the 53. I think they could keep 1. So between Andrew Armstrong and Theo Weiss Jr., I would love to see in kind of like almost a varying thought here. I don't necessarily want to see who plays the most against the Browns because, let's say they're throwing Armstrong out there and they're kind of keeping Weiss on the sideline. They don't want to put tape on him. You know what I mean? So there's going to be a lot of fun analyzing the fight for the undrafted free agent who could make this team. Because, again, like last year, when I like certain undrafted, you got to look at –
I don't know, Sonny. I don't know if that's good for you right now, Sonny.
I will put this ice water down right now so quickly. The beers are we're going to hold off the beers for a little bit, folks. But, maybe we'll get back to that soon.
We need Jason here. Come on.
No, I'm really looking forward to see Weiss on Armstrong. And, hey, what the comment just was, I do think if this was a horse race, Armstrong got out to the lead. And here comes Weiss around the turn. I think he's ahead right now. Weiss has got a little bit on it.
Well, here's the thing about Weiss. I said he was, and we're going to talk about. I don't want to talk too much when we get to the 53, but I'll just say this on Weiss. I I said follow the money. They paid him a ton.
It
doesn't always translate. But I know they did that. What was it? Brandon Peely 1 year.
Yeah.
Storm Duck. Like they usually.
He's out of the league now, isn't he, Peely?
Yeah, Kohu. I think they did. Was Kohu one of the top?
Surprised.
Yeah, but they usually see something. He's got some vertical stuff to him, and he was the leading receiver in yards. Not Luther Burden, who went to the second round. We'll see in the joint practice. So out of my guys, he was my favorite out of Armstrong, the big ones. I liked Weiss just because what I saw. Armstrong doesn't have as much as a run out there catch ability. But anyways,
one more thing on Weiss.
Go
one
for
more
it.
little intangible. Kid can
Special.
block, and he's a willing blocker.
Yeah.
So if there is a tiebreaker, that could be it.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of requests here. So here's my guys. I want to see Ollie Gordon. Live speed. I want to see the quickness. I want to see the decisiveness, the plant the foot. I want to see more of the 24 in college, not the 23. The guy who's breaking arm tackles. I want to see him. I want to see if Alexander Matheson, because again, when we get to the roster predictions, does that translate? We've seen guys do this in practice. Does it translate? And I'll tell you another guy I want to see. He's not going to make the team probably. Number 35, John Sanders. I like this kid a lot. And I want to see him play. And, of course, the rookies on both sides of the line of scrimmage. All the three, not just Kenneth Grant, but I want to see Biggers, Jordan Phillips. So, yeah, that answers your question from, was it DR? Yeah, he likes Weiss as the leader on Armstrong. We agree. Dude, the wardrobe choice was out of left field, so unexpected.
I think that was Fitz's attire.
Oh God, Bobby, I got a shorter dude here. I'm looking at the chat more than the topics we're supposed to talk about. Anyways, but that makes it fun. Everybody, watch it. Come on over to YouTube. Thumbs up. Chat. Tell them thumbs up. Subscribe. Help us grow. Help us support the channel. We love you guys in the chat. We appreciate y'all. Curtis, Jason, and myself. We're about to get into the live 53-man roster projection. And at the end, let's save. How about this? Let's save the joint practice till after. We'll wrap up the show with the joint practice preview. But what do you say? You ready to get into this?
Let's rock and roll.
All right, guys. Here we go. Let's pull up again.
There's some sticky choices here, man.
Yeah, sticky. He was almost ready to stand up and rip it off. Yeah, maybe. Get us to 20. When we get to, I'll tell you this. When we get to 3,000 subs or get a couple hundred likes in this video, we might have it on the next show. We know what year Bobby was born when his shirt was off. I'll give you that hint if you guys want to go back and watch the episode. All right. I want to say this before we get into it. Injuries will make a difference, right? There's some guys we're unclear about being ready week 1. So what we're going to do is if they're unsure, especially the Austin Jacksons and some of the offensive line, we're going to assume they're on there so we can have a clean, like the best 53 possible, unless it's like an injury we know, like Ashton Davis is not going to be around he's in a boot.
Yeah, he's PUP.
We'll replace him. You know what I mean?
Another one, Andrew Mayer could be on an IR for 4 weeks. You know what I mean? So everything, there's going to be intangibles like that, so the gymnastics, it's going to happen.
Yeah. So, all right, let's get into it. Let's bring up our cute little graphic. Let me get this ready. Here we go.
The QB's kind of easy.
Oh, okay. So, I
think we're going to get 100% on this one.
Go ahead. Curtis, start. Do we need to discuss anything on the QB?
I'm just going to do a Trump version. Tua Tagovailoa. That was the worst, man. He made me feel good about myself when I tried to say that guy's name. So Tua's here. Oh, it was bad. Yeah. I'm not saying I don't want
Trump today, huh?
Yeah, even Tua made fun of him too.
Yeah.
Not that he's a bad guy or whatever the case may be, but I thought that was hilarious, man. They didn't prep him.
I thought he knew ball.
Dude, I didn't even know I couldn't even say Tua's name until about 6 months ago. I just kept saying Tua D.
Well, so you just say Tua,
Yeah. Savai and I has been a quick one. I thought that was going to take forever. Tua's
gave that Hawaii reference,
Oh, that was perfect. That's the only way I could do it, man. It was butchered in every other way. I could, I'm a New York Yachts. So we got Tua. He's definitely there. Zach's number 2. I don't, and Ewers. So I mean that's cake. But the thing is, there's a fallout. You keep 3, and now you got to strip away.
We're going to find out. Yeah. We're going to find. And Jason is our official tracker. So any problems, you guys yell at Jason, not us. So, no, kidding. Well, I'll also keep track. But Jason is our official. You got the pen and paper. Show him the.
I'll be the auditor and scribe. Everybody. Don't worry.
And here's the other. Look, here we go, Jonathan. Already, Quinn number 2. We knew that was coming, Jonathan.
This is a 53-man projection. This is not the depth chart.
Yeah.
Let me ask the Rick.
Yeah.
Speaking of depth chart, just throw it out the window.
Right.
They're going to have all the veterans at the top of the depth chart. That's all subject to change. Don't look too much into that. You guys agree with that, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is putting it out there for us all to dissect. Things are going to change. There's definitely some. I mean, look, Willie Gay is probably going to start. Right now, he's not starting, but that guy's the starter. So take it with a grain of salt.
He better get the orange jersey at some point, too.
It's orange jersey.
That orange jersey thing. I'm so tired of hearing about the orange jersey. I almost wish they never started that. You guys like the orange jersey?
I like the idea of it.
Okay, all right. Of course, Jason. All right. All right. Yeah, simple. Yours is too good. You can't cut them. They're keeping 3 quarterbacks. But again, like Curtis said, this is going to affect when we get to the end here. There'll be a good player, off the roster because of it. Jason, anything to add, or we move on?
We can move on.
Onward, upwards.
Hopefully upwards.
Running back. I'll let you start, Jason.
Well, right off the bat, this could be potentially one of the best tandems in the league in Devon Achane and Jalen Wright if all things go as we all hope, pretty much. And to go back to last year, they kept 4 backfield players. Alec Ingold at fullback, and they kept Mostert, Achane, and Wright. So it's hard to eliminate any of these 4 running backs. So this is probably not the position where you're going to have to take someone out to make up for that quarterback. Right now, at this exact moment, Madison is playing too good, and he was a free agent veteran. I don't see him not making the team. And Ollie Gordon is also showing some sparks, so I wouldn't be surprised if they go with a 5-person, including Ingold. So this slide, to me, it stays true.
Yeah,
going with 5.
I'll jump in there real quick. The Ingold injury, I think, will affect the tight end. I think tight end's going to be interesting. We're going to get to that. But I think if the Ingold starts, he had a concussion, for anybody who doesn't know. He's one of those iffy. We don't know right now, week 1. You don't ever know with the concussion. We'll put him on. But if he doesn't, it leaves room for a tight end, an extra tight end maybe.
That would be a big concussion if he's out for a month.
Yeah, I think he'll be back.
He'll be fine.
I think initially my head was Matheson doesn't make it. This is before camp start. But he's had such a good camp. And, again, let's see what preseason. But I think all 5 of these guys are on the team. Curtis, you have anything to add?
Well, if Curtis was in charge and I got to have lunch with Dan Marino, I would definitely keep on, because if you're going to keep this 3rd quarterback, Achane is a RB wide receiver. And Achane has the ability to give you flexibility to keep maybe 5 receivers. Because some of these guys that you might like, they can go to the practice squad.
Yep.
So you could take that loss at the QB position and tack it on someplace else, because the truth is you're going to get rid of Hill at some point, and Achane's got the potential to replicate at least portions of that. And if you're going to pay him tons of money because it's coming very soon, then you want him to get some of this in his resume. So you'd have 5.5. You could have 4 running backs and 5.5 receivers. And really, we want to run 3 wide receivers. I'll see it when I believe it. Mostly we've been running 2 wide receivers, so I think 5 would be enough, because if we need 6 or 7 wide receivers, we're screwed. So we might as well use that one extra roster spot someplace else, in Curtis's opinion.
One other thing to add. Sorry, George.
No, go
2
ahead.
years ago, you got to look at some history here. There's 3 years of history of McDaniel roster builds. 2 years ago, they had 5 running backs and Ingold. They had Chris Brooks, Savon Ahmed, Achane, Wilson Jr., and Mostert.
Yep.
So every year it's a little different, but you can use history as a guide. And George, you make a great point. I don't know that they're going to keep 4 tight ends like they did last year. So that could be one of those. That's one of
those spots. I think tight ends might be next. That's one of those spots. No, after the receivers. But I think it's one of those spots that I was wrestling with. And let's. DR brings up a question here. Just a thought. Matheson might be one of the players you cut initially, then dodges waivers, then you stash somebody on the initial 53, then bring him back. Could be. Do you think Matheson gets picked up if he has a good preseason? I think if he has a good preseason, then if you're cutting him, that means he probably didn't really have that great of a preseason. So that's an interesting point. Do you think Matheson is a guy that would get picked up? Either one of you guys?
I would depend. Look, and I hate saying it, but you got to say it. After a first week of preseason games, there could be an injury or two. So if there's need, if people are looking for the waiver wire in 2-3 weeks, he is a guy who could pick up short yardage or could be
especially the Bills who might be missing Cook.
Right. I mean, look.
Oh yeah.
A lot's going to happen in the next 2.5-3 weeks here.
Yeah.
A lot of roster movement all over the league. So it's a great question. But if you cut Matheson, I think he has shown enough in his career that he could be scooped up. Could you use him as a veteran practice squad player? Maybe. But I think he's safe.
My gut to that question is that if he's doing what he's showing, you can't cut him because he'll pick him up. If you do end up cutting him, it's because he's been a real disappointment in preseason, hasn't shown the same, and you're moving on. And then you might have a chance actually to pick him up. But I think if he shows what he's shown, I think he's somebody you keep. Curtis, your thoughts?
Yeah, because listen, if something happens,
I'm not a huge fan of his, but
look, he had a really good year 2 years ago, and then last year he kind of hit the wall. I think his body might have been injured. You never know with the way it is.
Right.
But look, if Achane gets dinged and he's not in, or Wright's dinged and he's not in, then it's just basically one of those two guys in Gordon. And I don't know. I like him as pass blocking. I like his inside presence, but he's very limited. And at least with Madison, you're going to have a vet there that you can trust. So I just think that if we're intending to run the football more, you would want to keep Madison. I think they're going to keep all 5 of these guys. I think they're looking to be physical.
Yeah, I agree. Let's move on. Again, shout out to everybody who's watching on everywhere. Make sure you guys come on over YouTube, show us some support. Get those likes up, and you never know what happens when we get a bunch of likes. And and also comment in the chat and on the bottom. We appreciate it. All right, wide receivers. 4 locks. Even though NWI hasn't played, he's come on recently. I've always questioned the fit in the offense, but their financial commitment, they were high. They brought him in. He's going to be a lock. 4 locks. I think those first 4 guys. You guys agree?
Yeah. Hill, Waddle, Washington, and Westbrook.
Those are the locks.
So now the big question is 5 or 6, and which guys are fighting for those 1 or 2 spots? Here, I'll let you know who I think is fighting for him. Eskridge, Weiss, Washington. I don't see Armstrong fighting for that. I think he's a practice squad candidate. And Ezukam, I think it's time to move on. That project has been, we've been there, done that. We know what that looks like. Are you guys agree with those names? Do you want to add another one fighting for those 2 spots or 1 spot?
I haven't seen enough to really accurately judge. I've seen Taj. They invested him. They held him up, from last year. I think they're excited about him. He kind of fills the physical prototype of like the Hill Waddle type guy, in case one of those guys needs a breather. I think he's got a good shot.
2 years ago, they kept 6 receivers. Last year, they kept 4.
Yep.
And obviously that ties in with what they're doing with tight end. I said today that there should be 6, but I probably will go with 5 with some practice squad potential on a guy like an Armstrong. I do not think Eric Ezukam is going to make this team. And why I say that is because of a very simple phrase. What have you done for Miami lately?
I'd be surprised.
If it hasn't happened
at all.
He's played 5 games and he has 1 more catch than I do. Okay, so I don't think that he.
How many do you have, Jason?
0.
Yeah.
But if it hasn't happened in the last 3 years, when is it going to happen? There's a couple of guys, some of them on the defensive side of the ball, that are also on that kind of.
Tyndall.
There's another one, but
he's kind of had a decent camp, I've heard, though. Tyndall, actually.
But again, other than special teams, what have you done for me? And special teams is a great way for rookies and undrafteds to make their bones.
Look, I think this is going to be the one position we're going to have some argument, because I'm not going to name him, but I'm fighting for somebody. You guys are going to have to talk me out of it. I'm going to try to find a way to get him on. But here's one position too, and one thing I think we all got to keep in consideration. You have to ask yourself, can we get this guy while he go through waivers? Can we get him on the practice squad? And most of these young guys you can get on the practice squad. How many times we look at cut? Oh, man, why didn't we cut him? And guess what happens? He cleared waiver, and he's on the practice squad. So that's the only thing is, for example, like, okay, yeah, I want to keep him, but I think there's a good shot he gets through. Because remember, teams, all these teams are up against their roster, and they got to get rid of somebody to bring somebody on. So that's something we got to kind of keep in mind. Treylon Burks, boy, that was supposed to be the next AJ
Brown. AJ Brown.
Yeah, man, that was a horrible trade.
And a little teaser to everybody. We're not going to give you the full wide receiver. We're gonna stick with the locks for now.
We're going to give you the locks.
And
Good
then
point. Explain to him, Jason.
What we're going to do, everybody, is we have those 4 locks. We have 4 or 5 guys that are in the mix for the 5th or the 6th. So we're going to keep with the 4 for now, and then when we're through with the slides and the position groups, we're going to see where we're at, and we're going to fill in the blanks accordingly. We've semi-planned this, so
a little bit, yeah.
Live podcasting, everybody.
Yeah. You're going to see our live debates at the end. So who's going to be, who's going to be walking down the aisle? Who do they call the guy who cuts everybody?
The Grim Reaper?
The Grim Reaper. Who's going to be the Grim Reaper here? And we'll give that to Curtis. He has no
I played a bad guy well. That's what I do.
All right. So we gave you the 4 locks. We'll go, like Jason said, we're going to go to the end, count up how many roster spots we have left, then we'll work our way back, and then we'll send Curtis the Grim Reaper to make the final cuts. All right. So let's move on to the tight ends. So this is interesting. This one's interesting because there's a lot of tight ends on this list. Hayden Rucci, Chris Myrick, you can one of them will be on the practice squad, and you can eliminate them. I can do that real quick, even though Rucci's got some upside there. The question is Waller. First of all, Drew said he'll be back week 1, but that's Drew talk. That's agent speak. Are you guys a little worried if he's going to be ready week 1? Because that makes a difference here, how I look at things.
Curtis, start us off.
If he's not, that's a total wet to bed move. At first, I was like, all right, I can understand it. You're not spending much back end picks on him, but it didn't seem like they understood where he was at physically. I mean, he's been signed now for like 4 months, 5 months. And the fact that he can't get out at any level in practice, that is a little – the people who said this is a crazy retarded move, I was like, not too bad. I'm starting to agree with them now because, if you're in that bad of shape and in 5 months you just can't put pads on and even be limited, I don't know what to say about that. That's kind of crazy. But, the good news is if he does get ready, let's say in a perfect world, he could be half a receiver and Achane could be the other half a receiver, and that could be your 6th receiver right there. But at this stage, all my hype or hopium or hope or whatever, this guy was not a terrible pick because you weren't spending a lot. It's almost a waste. I don't understand how he can't be even limited at this stage. So I don't even know what to say. So I'm just going to shrug my shoulders.
Great point by Lou here. Shout out to Lou and Ash. They're doing great things, by the way. Follow them. Follow all their stuff. Follow their travel. 305 Sports. Is it 305's?
305 Sports Travel.
Yeah. They're doing – shout out to Lou. Great guy. I just met him when he came on the show. Him and his wife Ash, they do great stuff. So shout out, great point. Awesome. You want to learn you want to get in shape, play, get out there in that 100-degree weather. Easier said than done. It's
crazy. He can't even come out and be limited. What is that?
Yeah, I'll go. I'll go on the tight ends here. It's funny. What do you guys think of Farrell Brown?
He's a blocker. He's a lock. He's a lock. He's a lock right now.
Yeah.
So. That's what I thought. So I said I look at the tight ends in 2, the blockers and the catchers. So on this list, the 2 we have Connor Waller, and then we have Hill Brown. The thing is, I know they like Tanner Connor a lot. He's the guy I would get rid of.
Tanner.
Connor Tanner. He's the guy I'd probably get rid of. But every time I go out there, he's heavily involved. It's like this is their project. They badly want him to succeed. But I think if Waller's healthy, I think this is, again, example of the three quarterbacks. I'm willing to move off Connor. I think he's actually somebody crazy enough. I think some team will pick him up because there's been this kind of perception of him, this athletic tight end, kind of McDaniel loves him, and this sort of perception that I could see like San Fran are picking him up or Green Bay or somebody like that. Are you going with 4 here, Jason? Or
as locks, and I use the word lock here very in a nervous capacity because I'll say 3. Darren Waller has, I agree with Luke.
Is he a lock?
I'll say he's a lock to start the season on this team because of the Frank Smith asterisk. He's going to be back with his old offensive coordinator from his Raider days. I'm almost too curious, and I think there's too much of a curiosity to see if the dude could run a couple of routes. We're going to hopefully see at week 1, week 2. You know what? We've also seen players fall off and not play after that. JB, Will Fuller. I think he's going to be there. I think he's a guy you could pencil in right now.
The dogs don't like Waller. They don't.
I don't think he likes Waller. But Farrell Brown's a lock, and I hate using the word lock for Julian Hill, but I have him on right now.
They love Hill. They love Hill.
Now, with Rucci, I'm putting him on the practice squad.
Yeah, he's not making
it. He's the first name I have on the practice squad because I don't think he will be picked up, and I think that he's a great guy to have for next year or in a pinch this year. As for Tanner Conner, it's either making the team or there's no practice squad because I think he's accrued too many games already on the practice squad with going up and down. So as much as I like him, I'm worried. But I'm gonna leave it at 3 now.
I would go Waller, Hill, Brown safely.
Waller, Brown, Hill. That's what I have.
Yeah.
It looks like we're running lots of 11 personnel, so that means they're not going to.
This is a weird.
And you got Ingle too.
This is a weird tight end group. You got looking at it. Boy, I need to start looking at next year's tight end class in the draft, man, because it stands out to me like they definitely need a young tight end when you're looking at this. But let's go in chat. I want to know your guys' opinion. Like, if you guys disagree, agree, or push for a guy if you think he should make it. Elwood, Waller's trying to learn that offense. That's his problem. Hill commits too many silly penalties. Fred, shout out to you, Fred. Thanks for joining. Yeah, they have a fascination with Julian Hill.
Not me.
And the coaching staff likes him. The players like him. So he's kind of like Eichenberg in a sense. He makes his bad plays are so memorable. Then he plays like a solid game, but you just remember the 2 disastrous penalties or his pants falling down. All these things that happen to him. It's Farrell Brown. Yeah, Farrell Brown's in our lock. Again, we're going to go through the locks. We're going to tally it up at the end, then we'll see what we have left, and we'll go through to see how we finish off the roster. Shout out to everybody. We got about 70 people watching. Guys, come on over to YouTube. Thumbs up, subscribe, help support us. We appreciate all the love and support we've been getting and hope the channel grow so we continue to bring you guys some great Miami Dolphin content. I'm telling you, I promise we're working hard behind the scenes to do this. Not good enough, I guess. All right. Give me Marquise Gray back. Okay. Oh, Jonathan, if it's a Texas player, Jonathan's going to be all over that. All right.
Oh yeah.
Offensive line. Curtis is leading off here. I want to say this: injuries will factor. How do you guys want to play this out? Because again, this is our first time we're talking. Do we want to assume Eichenberg, Meyer, and Jackson are on week 1?
Yeah.
Let's assume that. Let's try to get the best 53 on.
I mean,
because then we go to Brunskill and Ifedi, who then come into picture with the injuries. But go ahead, Curtis. I'll lead you off. You go ahead first.
Well, here's the thing. We might want to keep we usually run like 8 offensive linemen.
8 to 10 is the norm.
I think we got to keep 9 because
9's the number I like too.
I like 9. And you right off the bat, you got 5 out of the way. Paul, Savaianaya, Brewer, Daniels, Jackson.
Top 5 your starters.
Meyer, not my 6, but it's their 6. And then you got 3 more. Eichenberg's locked in with the money. Yeah. There's a love affair there or some hidden film of somebody important. I don't know. So that's 7. So you got 2 guys left. And Brunskill's a guy who could be a backup center, backup guard. I don't know how you don't keep him. Greer could do a Greer. Who knows? But that would be my 8th. And then when you really look at it, I mean, Ifedi is not really good.
Yeah, he played left tackle last year for the Browns.
He played both. He played both.
Yeah, but he played like 500 snaps at left tackle because they had the injury with who was it? Their high draft pick that they took out of Alabama a few years ago. His name escaped.
Yeah. But Borum, he's got too much junk in the trunk.
But he's going to make it. He's right now the right tackle. I guess so. Yeah, he's right now the right tackle practicing with the Jackson injury.
I don't know. So it looks like so would it be 5, 6, 7?
I go with that left side plus I can.
That would be the 9th.
Brunskill's out for me. Ifedi, just because we brought him in, I think that's more of let's see what he looks like, and we get some reps in with the injuries. But I would lean to the first 8 on the left side. Is that 8? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And then 9, Eichenberg on the top on the right.
You like Keon Smith?
I think there's not enough guys who can play tackle on this roster. And again,
he's another guy with no junk in the trunk, at least last year.
Here's the thing. I wouldn't be surprised if there's somebody not in this list. When that final 53 cut happens, they bring somebody in here to replace this 8th or 9th guy. Whether it's injury related, if these guys are not out, if Meyer doesn't come back week 1, if Jackson is not ready, or Eichenberg, or one of the 3, I think then you see Brunskill and Ifedi move up the list here, maybe even a Ryan Hayes. But if I just had to play it clean, I'd go those first 8 in the left and Eichenberg.
Oh, please no Ryan Hayes.
No, I'm not a Brunskill fan. Jason, you're up.
If I have to do this because of the roster gymnastics, I'm going to
Here we go. Everybody, drinking game. Every time Jason says roster gymnastics, take a shot.
I'm going to put Andrew Mayer on the IR to start. That's what.
Put me in.
So does that mean he misses 4 games? Maybe he misses 2, 3, whatever. But I think that they could benefit keeping him with some rest, knowing that he's a reserve. You're hoping the Brewer does not have to come out. But he is the backup center that I think you can get away with throwing on the IR. So I have, with all the names you guys just said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the first 5, and then Brunskill, Borum, and Liam. And then, like I said, let's go through. Let's see where we have to fill it out, because there's a couple of undrafteds that are intriguing. Josh Preby out of Michigan, Addison West, who could play some center too from Western Michigan. So I'm with you with the Ifedi. I don't think that he makes this team. I think he's a camp body. Keon Smith, good point on the tackle. I could maybe pencil him in, but I'm a little reluctant to do that just now. But the last 2 years, the number was 10 that they have gone with on the offensive line the last 2 seasons. So we got Andrew Mayer on the IR, and we got 8 right now that I'm safe with. Paul Savaianaya, Brewer, Daniels, Jackson, Brunskill, Borum, and Eichenberg.
Shout out. Let me just get Beach. Shout out to Beach, a big supporter of the show.
Yes, sir.
Beach, how you doing, man? Thank you for joining us. Yeah, Meyer today was our lower body. I forget. I'm trying to remember what was it disclosed? I don't know. If it was
don't
disclosed.
know. I don't recall.
But basically, Beach, they said
weeks.
It's going to be weeks. So
and that could be McDaniel speak for imminent IR.
Weeks means 2 weeks or more, probably, right? So we'll see. Yeah, plural. So we don't know exactly. But again, thank you, Beach, for coming in as always. All right. So what are we thinking here? Who are the locks?
The locks are the first 5, and then it honestly.
I say Borum's a lock.
Borum's a lock.
Myers
and Eichenberg, because it's
Eichenberg and Eichenberg's a lock. I think we're fighting for one position here. I think we'll keep 9. I think we're going to come back and fight for 1.
With that said, that's a good point. So they keep 9, and they got Mayer who can come back in, and then you send somebody down. So the number here could very well be 9. Right now it's 8. We will revisit.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Moving on.
To me, the easiest 5 you can name.
I think. Look, I agree, but I've seen some people who like Matt Dickerson. I'm sorry, Matt's had a decent camp, but I'm not cutting Zeke Biggers and taking that risk. These 5 on the left side, let's rock and roll. We're young in that position. Those 3, I'm not taking the chance. Again, Matt's been pretty good. He's a veteran. He played, I believe, who did he play for last year? Was it San Fran? I don't remember, but I know he played for the Titans at one point. He's a veteran. Played end, played defensive tackle. Had a good camp. Curtis, do you have any qualms here? Are you keeping 5? Are you keeping those 5 on the left?
It's hard to say. I think it was the Chiefs. I'm sorry. I was just looking. I think it was the Chiefs.
Yeah, you're right. Chiefs. Sorry, Chiefs. You're correct.
I'm sorry, I can't do two things at once. You were talking about D tackles? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Sorry.
We don't expect the Grim Reaper to be able to multitask.
I can't multitask.
We hope not.
Yeah.
We hope not. Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, these are the guys. I think the Ravens usually kept 5.
Yeah.
So the rest of these guys, I think, are off. Maybe Butler. Maybe because Zach Sealer can kind of play D end a little. Maybe keep Butler over Biggers and hope maybe he can get to the practice squad. But if you follow the Ravens template, it's usually 5 because then we have all these edge guys. We have the Chubbs and the Phillips that can play that kind of bigger role, edge guy role. So I think, Benito you're keeping, Phillips you're keeping, Grant, Sealer, those are locks. Biggers or Butler, they might like Butler's experience, but Biggers is bigger. And he's a draft pick. So I think it's going to be between Butler and Biggers.
You like Butler? Butler had a good practice today.
He's a vet, man. He can do good sometimes.
Yeah, I like. But I think it's me personally. I think it's Dickerson versus Biggers for the last spot. Jason, you want to break the tie here? You like Butler versus Biggers?
I'm going Biggers. I'm going to stick with my guns here.
No, but I mean, as fighting for that 5, which guy do you think he's competing with? Is it Dickerson or Butler? You think
6 of one, half a dozen of the other with Butler or Dickerson? To me, I really like Biggers, his game now. Who could help on special teams? Who can get their paws up, maybe block a PAT or block a field goal? Zeke Biggers has a couple of those in college. I like that intangible.
I'm so excited to see these guys in preseason.
He is not a stocky, short defensive. He is a big, slender kind of guy.
He makes Kenneth Grant look pretty small, like when they were standing next to each other. He's long.
Right.
34.5-inch vertical.
Long.
You're a basketball guy,
Yes.
Jason. That means lower body explosion. So that's a lot.
And the Dolphins had two guys, Calais Campbell and Emmanuel Ogbah in years past, who were phenomenal at batted balls at the line of scrimmage. So if Zeke Biggers plays 15% of the snaps, 8 of them could get his hands up on the ball. You know what I mean? So this is a guy who has intangible and an asterisk next to him.
Yeah.
I think they might go with the young guy.
Yeah, I think all 5 of these are locks. I think Jason, put these 5 as locks for me.
Already done, brother.
All right, good. How to consider special teams for Bigger? Yeah. He's got the length.
Yep.
Bingo. All right.
100%.
Let's move on to the edge linebacker. All right. So the left-hand side, or I guess where it said under edge is all the outside linebackers, rushers. The right side, I'm looking at it. I could be. Is the right side is the inside linebackers, but Willie Gay could be. You could put him on both. So, all right.
Yeah, he's huge. He's an animal, man.
Yeah, animal. Hell of a camp. All right, so locks on the left side. Let's start. Chubb, Phillips, Robinson.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Quentin Bell's a lock. Those 4. You agree or disagree? Or is Bell not a lock?
I know here.
Let's say the first 3 I think are definitely locks.
First 3 are definite locks. That is, and everyone's calling it the NASCAR package. I'm going a little different. I'm calling the Formula One package. These guys are fast and furious, and I'm liking the Formula One package with, of course, the Miami Grand Prix reference there. But Quentin Bell, a darling of last year's camp. What have you done on the field? I don't necessarily think he's a lock, but I'm fine with inserting him on the final roster. But for this purposes, I could kind of leave that spot blank and fill out some other names here when you look at the standard middle linebackers.
Yeah. Curtis?
Willie Gay kind of adds some stuff to the edge, but you usually keep 5 edges, maybe?
That's a good point, though. Maybe we just keep the 3 and Bell's expendable because Willie can do both those jobs. I mean, go ahead. Sorry.
No, because I think, not to, because it's the way we run things, these guys cross responsibilities a ton. So, Brooks, Dotson, and Britt and Gay, I think they're going to make it. You want 4, your general interior linebackers, but Willie Gay can kind of cross over and be the edge guy. You're keeping Phillips, you're keeping Chubbs, you're keeping Robbins. Sorry for jumping the other side. I'm trying to pull it together. Okay. Kamara, they spent a sizable pick on him. I can't see them getting rid of him. So I think before Bell, Kamara is a lock. They don't like to get rid of their picks. What they got him in what, the third round or fifth round? Fifth round. So Good is at least, but Good, it's like when you look at it, Good's kind of like a big guy. He's not that good,
I think,
but he can play the DN role.
Special teams is where Good's got his shot.
Yeah,
that's where I think Good is good at.
So I think the linebackers are clear, but so how many edges would we end up keeping? 5, 6?
That's the thing.
We're going to need a lot of cornerbacks and DBs. I think you're going to have to lean to the safety group, and I think you're going to have to trim down here.
Yeah, so I'll jump to the inside linebacker. You said Brooks, Dotson, Gay, Locke.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
On the edge, Phillips, Chubb, Robinson, Locke. Let's leave it there.
Total locks.
Let's leave it there. We'll come back. We'll see what our number looks like. Or you want to add anybody else?
I'm gonna name somebody that I can't wait to watch every snap that he's on the field. Special teams and defense is Eugene Asante. This guy is a bullet.
Practice squad.
And I think that he, at the very least, I'm going to pencil him in for the practice squad.
Yeah.
But this is a guy who could.
You're banging the table. You have banged.
I'm not banging the table.
I know, but you love this guy, Jason, for a while. Yeah.
And I think that if you cut him, his undersize will allow him to come back to the practice squad. I don't think anyone is going to run and pick up Eugene Asante, but I will tell you, I will get very, very excited if he's blowing someone up on a return or a punt and he knocks a ball out. He is one special team play.
He's a missile
against Chicago. He's a missile.
Did you see that video? That text? Did you see that video? The text he sent the coach.
No, that's a guy who fires people up.
Hey, that talks a lot about the kid. He's one. Mm-hmm. You know when you want to look at him, forget about the defense. Look at special teams. If you see number 51 flying down and the first one on special teams, he's competing with the KJ Britts of the world. You know what I mean? Like these guys are not locks; they're fighting for jobs. So how do you want to play this? And chat, if you have any opinions on who you like out of this group, do you want to go 3 from the left, those top 3, and the top 3 from the right for the inside?
I'm going to add one more. Now, I can't do this right now for obvious reasons, but if I wanted to tap dance on the table for somebody, it would be Grayson Murphy.
Oh, yes. That was my guy, Jason. You stole my
brother. I'm sorry.
But I think we got to wait. But, boy, because we're leaving a lot of guys off, like Bell, Kamara. Curtis, I don't know if Kamara is such a lock. I know.
You'll be surprised.
I
last year, but I didn't see enough.
I know you make a great point. I know they don't.
They love that, and not that he's playing great. They love that.
Look at Tindo. Look at Ezekama. Greer does not cut his guys. You're right, and I love Kamara, but I'm going to ask you guys both this: can he get him on the practice squad? Will he clear the waivers? I think he will.
Another undersized guy who relies on
short arms,
the power. With short arms. Yeah, I mean, look, he was a small-ish school guy out of Colorado State, which led him to drop to the 5th round. He had like 18 and a half sacks a couple of years ago in school, but wouldn't be surprised if he's a cut and then rejoin on the practice squad. But we're, again, 1, 2,
look at Baylock. Baylock says Brooks, Dotson, Gay, Britt, Phillips, Chubb, Chop, Bell, Murphy. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a lot. We'll show you why that's going to be a lot here. This is what happens when you keep a lot of tight ends and quarterbacks. But I agree. I could see a world where that all happens. I love Grayson Murphy. I think who was it that I saw him at? You know me, Jason. I'm very good. I look at body types. I saw him at camp. I just like the way he walks, talks, and like he moves. You know what I mean? Like those are things. What was the defensive tackle I didn't like in the? Oh, Deion Walker with the skinny legs. I haven't heard much about him. You know what I mean? Anyways,
last year, exactly what you saw this year, I saw last year in Grayson Murphy. I was fixated on watching his body language and the way he handled himself as a pro. Love the kid. Absolutely love the kid.
Shout out to everybody watching. We got 85 people. Thumbs up. So hit the bell. It takes a second. I know it's annoying for us to keep asking, but it really, really helps us bringing this Dolphin content. We're doing the live 53-man roster projection. We're getting our locks, then we're going to come back and send Curtis the Grim Reaper to give us we're all going to agree on the final cuts, and Curtis is going to, we're all going to kind of get into the last 53. Just to tell you how generally hard it is. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go finish your thought.
No. Just to tell you how generally hard this is, when you keep 30 quarterbacks. This year's roster, maybe it's because they got some talent, but it's very difficult these last few spots, and we're going to see for that. All right, go ahead, Jason.
Philosophically, the defense changed from 2 years ago to last year. Coordination, mindset. 2 years ago, you had 10 linebackers and edges. Last year you had 10 linebackers and edges. 2 years ago, you had 7. So that also was with other pass rush ability from the interior with Christian Wilkins, of course. But things change, numbers change.
Yeah. Anything we want to add on to this group here, Curtis or Jason? No,
It's a little sticky, man.
Flabbergasted.
Yeah, it's just sticky. This one is sticky.
I'd be flabbergasted if both Good and Tyndall make the team. So one of them is getting the shot.
I'll tell you something. Good's you got the special team goats get 1 or 2 guys.
Good versus Asante. Good. If Asante is out,
does Good win out? Does Good win out?
I don't know. What have you done for me lately?
All right. I think we'll leave it at. So who's our locks, Jason?
JP, Chubb, Chop, Brooks, Gay, Dotson, Grayson, Murphy. That's 7.
All right,
at
7.
The moment. At the moment.
All right. Oof. The corners. All right.
It's easy. Cam Smith is gone. Gone. Ejected.
Go ahead, Curtis. Elaborate on this list. What besides Cam Smith? Who are your locks?
Look, Jack Hilton. They've got to make it. Storm Ducks got to make it. I can't see them getting rid of Marshall. It just doesn't seem like their MO. Sheffield's, they made him the number 2 cornerback on the depth chart. It's got to mean something. I'm not saying he's a lock, but they're leaning that way. Cam Smith can't make it. He hasn't done anything other than get drafted high. You're going to need to keep, 7? 6?
Corners? No.
Corner 6?
Last 2 years, they had 6. I'm sticking with this. Knowing that you could probably get away with a practice squad
5
player.
or 6.
Can Hilton play a little safety too, though? Because that's what he played.
The reason let me ask you this. Let me jump in. Both of the guys they brought in made it, right? Out of the 2, no chance they get rid of Hilton because with Kohu, he's the nickel guy. Like, that's where he specializes in. He's kind of got that physicality. I'm going to say this. I know everybody says because we're weak at corner, we need to keep 6. I'm only keeping 5. 5. Locks?
Really?
Locks are the top. Yes. Locks
are
Duck, Sheffield, Jones, Marshall. That's it.
Repeat that. Who'd you say?
Duck, Sheffield, Jones, Marshall Jr. Only locks.
And Hilton.
You don't think Hilton's a lock?
Hilton. Sorry, Hilton. Those are the 5. Yeah. Sorry. Everybody's looking at me like, what's wrong with you? Yeah, Hilton. Those are the 5.
I'm going to say that
all those other guys, practice squad. You can get them back. None of those guys are getting picked up.
You make a decent point there. I'm going to say, again, Cam Smith out. It's just
hallelujah.
You can't
do it. If he makes this team.
I don't think so. And I'll chalk a big loss.
There's things I will do that I can't say on this channel.
I thought he was going to be a good player. I'll chalk a loss up on that for my ledger. That I was wrong. I do think Ethan Bonner is intriguing on the outside because you don't have really 2 locks on the outside that you could be comfortable with. And I think his speed is just too good to not bring on. So I have 6 right now: Storm Duck, Jack Jones, Mike Hilton, Jason Marshall Jr., Sheffield, and Bonner. And I think Isaiah Johnson you could put right in on the practice squad. Although
I think Johnson, Adams, Robinson, Armstrong. Armstrong's been playing good, actually. I just think all these I think when you're doing a roster, you got to take account of who will make it through. You can look at him and say, Ethan, dude, we love you. We're going to keep it, but we got 3 quarterbacks. We need an extra tight end, or we need an extra. It's a numbers crunch. If you get picked up, congratulations. But if not, we'll love to bring you back in our practice squad. Same thing to BJ.
They don't seem to be too high on him.
Yeah, they just keep talking about him, and nothing happens.
He had his chance last year. Last year told you everything. Duck jumped him.
You're gonna have to take. I know people are shocked I'm saying this because that's a position of need. But again, you can move guys around when we get to the safety. Elijah Campbell can move around. Minka can move around a little bit. So that's my people. We'll get into it. You want to add? We'll let you break the tie, Curtis. Do you want to add right now as a lock, Ethan Bonder? I don't think he's a lock.
No, I don't think he's a lock.
So let's do those 5, Jason.
Okay. I mean,
and then we'll go back to it. Sound good?
I'll cross them off the lock list.
Okay. And he does that like a kid who get like his Christmas gift.
Tube socks, great.
Tube socks. Underwear, boxer.
Oh, great! A binder for school. A binder for school.
A binder. Oh, these pens are cute. Oh man! All right. This is where it comes into play.
17 total already.
How many?
17.
17
on defense so far.
Yeah. Safeties. This is where I struggle with because I'm gonna go. All right. I'll let Jason start with the safeties. Explain to us where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Where in the world is Dante Trader Jr.?
All right, everybody, cool your jets and calm down. Because last week, Mike McDaniel said they are holding Trader for this week for joint practices and the game against the Bears.
Well, why are they holding him? Is he injured?
Yeah.
I can only tell you
it makes no sense to me. He's got to be an injury, Jason.
Sure, there could be an injury. During OTAs, NWI had an undisclosed injury. We didn't see much of him. They were holding him for training.
To be fair, I haven't seen much of NWI even when he's on the field.
fair enough, but very, very sternly, he said, I think it was Monday or Tuesday at a press conference, Dante Trader, we're holding out. He's going to be not holding out, bad terminology. We're saving for joint practices and a preseason game. So look, I'll eat my words if he's in street clothes against the Bears, but if we see some of him on Sunday, that's when we'll be able to know a little bit more about where he stands. But this guy is so freaking versatile for special teams as well. You can do anything with him on special teams other than using his foot. So he could do a million different things. He's versatile. He could play deep. He could play up in the box. This kid's a stud, and if you cut him, he's going to be picked up in a half a second. So cool the Jets on Dante Trader Jr.
Oh, yeah. No way. No way.
We will be seeing
the only thing is there's an injury. You can see them trying to stash him on the IR if he's really hurt, but no way you're getting
again. They have the wiggle room with a couple of people to do that for the first month of the season.
I'll go here. Then Curtis, you can end with the safeties. This is why I'm keeping 5 corners because I'm doing 5 safeties. Minka, the locks are Minka, Melly, Campbell, Davis is going to be out, so he's going to go on the IR.
Yeah, IR.
Trader. Those 4 are my locks. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Campbell is a lock because he's the special team base runner.
He's an underrated.
Phenomenal.
They like him. He's versatile back there. I thought he could have started the last few years. Some of the guys they had in front of him.
And they re-signed him. He could have gone elsewhere to play a little bit more safety.
So those are the 4 locks: Fitzpatrick, Melly, Campbell, Trader. I just think I love Patrick Morris. I think he's too valuable. Special teams, a good young safety. I wouldn't add him. I love Sanders. Sanders is. You said who was it? You said Rucci. Sanders is one of my first practice squad guys. See, unless he has a tremendous preseason, he's a guy you look at. I like him. I don't want him out of my building, but he's a perfect example that I can get him through waivers.
Yeah.
So I'm going to add McMorris, not as a lock. We'll have to fight for him at the end. What do you think? We do those 4 as locks right now?
Minka, Iffy, Elijah, and Trader Jr. are my locks.
Curtis.
Davis on the IR and McMorris and or Saunders on the practice.
All right, Curtis, your thoughts on the safeties. Where are you at?
Yeah,
tough, right?
It's tough. Look, Davis is definitely going to IR. He's definitely coming back. So whoever you bring him back for, either A, you got to cut a guy to replace him, or you got to cut another guy from another position group. So I think they'll probably take a guy that they feel good with, but not so good that someone else might take them when Davis comes back in. Because if you look at the rest of the position groups, they're tight. If you get one injury in cornerbacks, you're down to 4 cornerbacks. So I don't know. I definitely Minka, definitely Iffy. I don't see them moving off Trader unless he doesn't practice at all. Maybe they could stash him if he's injured or something like that. So I would say those 3 definitely, along with the IR of Davis. Campbell's probably going to make it, but McMorris has got some snaps, but not enough. So it depends. Really, it's going to depend on what trade it does. You know, you can't bring a guy that is totally green if he's not practicing stuff. I think they might keep 5 guys with one of them that they get rid of, or maybe 2 when Davis comes back. So definitely, I think it's going to be Fitzpatrick, Melifanu, Campbell, and Trader. I can't see that unless something dramatic happens to Trader, and maybe they keep with Morris too, because the way Weaver's going to like to run his defense, some of these cornerbacks can slide in a nickel because they want bigger guys. So they got to really keep as many of these DBs as possible. Injuries always happen, and you don't want to have to go fish on your 4th or 5th guy at the score. So I think that would be the case. I think they'll keep 4 definitely, but with maybe McMorris sticks too.
All right, so we'll do those 4 for right now, right?
Yeah.
And then last special teams, there's 3 of them going to be here. We think Stonehouse over Bailey.
21 right now.
On defense?
Yeah.
Well, where we're at.
20, you got 21 on
3 special teamers. So it's
46
going to be
overall.
Yeah.
And then your 3 special teamers. But
so now the fun begins.
The fun begins.
Yeah.
So we have 4 spots that we have to find. Now, the good thing about what we've done with this construction is that, and again, if anyone could correct me with all the changing rules the last couple of years, IR, you got 2 guys that you can put on the IR that can come back within the first 4 weeks, and that's Davis and Andrew Mayer right now. So we have those 2 right now on the IR. We have 46 locks plus the slide you're seeing right now of Stonehouse, Cardona, and Sanders. So we're at 49. We got to find 4 more players.
We're at 49.
We're at 49 at the moment. And now we go back.
All right, now we go back. Let's just go back to the beginning.
Go back to the beginning.
Live. All right. No quarterback staying the same. Running backs, same, right?
Yep.
Yeah, all there.
Receivers.
Let's pull the Band-Aid off.
Oh, all right. So
we had 4. Who's
4
the
locks, right?
Yeah. Tyreek, Jalen, Malik, and NWI.
Gosh, do I love Theo Weiss so much. He brings – we got a bunch of small guys besides NWI. And, I think Eskridge is the leader in the ballpark. I got to say my famous line, can you get Weiss through unless he has a spectacular preseason? But even then, there's a chance you might get him through. So that's where –
here's why you might get him through.
Yeah.
And look, I like him. I want him to make the team. But he could also be a protected guy. There are 4 players that you could protect from a week-to-week basis. So he could be one of those guys that you protect. Now, he's got 6 collegiate seasons. That might be a turn off to some teams who are looking for fresh bodies on the waiver wire. So he could make it through to the practice squad if he doesn't make the team. Now, D. Eskridge, who was brought in last year, played 6 games for the Dolphins, returned some kickoffs. He's looking good as a wide receiver, and he's penciled in right now as the other return man with Malik Washington on kickoffs. Depth charts, you don't take everything with an actual reliability on the first depth chart, but that is telling that he is one of the 2 guys back there, like he was last year, returning kickoffs potentially. So if I got a gun to my head right now, knowing that you could probably even sneak another year of Taj Washington on the practice squad, if I go 5, Eskridge might have to be that guy because the dual threat capability.
I think I agree with you.
Yeah,
I think if we kept 6, my guy's what?
I would agree there, but let's hold off on that because now we're at 50.
He's my first practice guy. I'm calling him on the phone saying you're on.
You need an extra receiver. You can't go.
So we'll go Eskridge because you agree. The point.
Oh, he got H-in.
He brings special teams value, and he's also been making plays. It's just we got so many of these small guys. Weiss is a guy I like to develop. We'll see. But again, if we're keeping 5, it's a numbers game. There's the extra quarterback. It's a good thing to have. But again, there's where it comes into play. But it's a good problem to have when you have a young developmental guy. But yeah, I would agree with Eskridge 5. Weiss would be my 6. I don't know if you all agree. I think the rest of these guys, I'll tell you, Baldwin is a good young. They like the small guys.
Very good player.
Watch out for this kid in development in practice squad. You could see him all of a sudden become a returner mid-season with an injury or something like that.
Yes.
And we have him. He's a good little player, and he fits what they like.
He is
so
a speedster.
All these guys, even Taj, you can get them through on the practice squad. They're not getting.
I will go out on a limb. I will
all of
say
them.
goodbye to Easy.
Hey,
that's nice.
Yeah, that's
summer superstar.
Hey, Cam and Tyndall.
All right, so we had Eskridge on the list.
We're at 50.
Okay, 3 more
and
spots.
Just also update practice squad players that we like right now is rookie Asante.
I think there's 16 spots you can have.
16 spots, correct.
But they'll have some guys from other teams too, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll keep, and none of these other tight ends are going to make the active 53.
One will be on the practice. Rucci will be on the practice squad.
Yeah.
You want to finish your practice squad point there, Jason? Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're exactly right. We'll get into the rest of the names that are
all right.
Good practice squad people at the end, but that Tanner Connor.
Who do we have? Update me on the locks.
We have Waller, Farrell Brown, Julian Hill, and there's 3 more spots that we have to go through, and we know we got to add a lineman. We know we got to add a linebacker. We might have to add a safety.
I'm leaving Connor off right now.
This is a really.
It's a vote. We're in the room here. We're the personnel department. I'm leaving him off.
When
they could always put Waller on PUP too.
But now we're getting a little tricky with that.
Look, it's going to be easy
into the season.
Yeah,
you're right.
We're doing it early, but we're gonna give the benefit of the doubt to the guys that we think will be there 50-50. We're gonna put them on to make it more. But again, some of these problems we're discussing will be solved through guys on the IR. If who knows, Alec Ingalls' concussion's bad. He's not ready. There's your spot for Tanner Connor.
This kind of reminds me of March Madness. Last 4 out, last 4 in. This is where we're at right now.
We're in it. This is what teams do.
Yeah,
this is how difficult it is. This is why we wanted to do it live, and we wanted to do it before the preseason starts because it gets a little easier.
If I'm the Grim Reaper, I'm letting Rucci walk. I'm letting
they're gone. You've already killed them off. You've already killed them off.
They're gone. Because Ingle can fill some of that stuff in there,
Okay. So I'm going to hold off on Connor.
Me too. We'll put it at 3 right now and let's see where we're at.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think they're going to keep a 4th. I think they should keep more offensive linemen is what I think.
I would say 8 to 10 is a number. I'm leaning to 9. Wouldn't hate 10, but I don't know if we have the rosters for 10.
I got a bad feeling Jackson's going to go down at some point. So
he already went down.
He went down twice already. He went down in spring ball, then he went down over here in training camp. He's gone down just about every season. I just don't think that you can rely on him. And if that's the case, then you better get some guys in the backdrop. I don't know, maybe even 10, because, you got Daniels coming off an Achilles, some little dings on Brewer. I don't know.
DR wants to keep 10. If you keep him on PUP and don't act him before
I can't believe you.
He's out 4 weeks. Yeah.
No, that's IR. You could keep
him on IR. Oh, he said PUP.
You could
PUP,
keep him on active PUP, and you could activate him at any time of the season, I believe.
We'll have to look that up.
There's also the 21-day designation where you have to announce that he will return within 21 days too. So again, there's a lot of moving parts here.
Wait. What is your favorite word? There's a lot.
I'm not using that yet. I'm not using that just yet.
Come on, somebody wants to take a shot.
All right, roster gymnastics. Go ahead, somebody.
Okay.
I'll take a
so give our locks, Jason.
Our locks right now are Patrick Paul, Jonas Savaianaya, Brewer, Daniels, Jackson, Brunskill, Borum, and Liam. And that's 8. So if we're going Keon
Smith, Brunskill.
Well, Brunskill's already on.
Brunskill's a lock?
He's got to be.
Got to be a lock.
Not if Myers healthy.
Every year we cut the veteran guy, we bring him on the team and cut him halfway through for Eichenberg, and then we regret it.
If Eichenberg is healthy and Myers healthy, Brunskill's not a lock for me. Sorry.
Eichenberg's not as good as Brunskill.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I'll take Brunskill.
They're the same guy. They're the same guy, Curtis.
Nah. Listen, there's very few people that I see on the ground as much as Liam Eichenberg.
Oh
He's at least on the ground 20% of the plays. It's like beyond. It's like a gift. It's a special talent. So I think Brunskill's better.
We don't have Keon Smith on the roster?
Not as a lock, but that slot.
I just think the tackle.
I'm with you there.
I just think he's the backup left tackle.
Correct.
What about Chad? DR, anybody in the chat? Who are we down to? Is it Keon?
No, he's the backup right tackle. He's the backup right tackle.
But who's the backup left tackle if Paul goes down?
Borum. Or if swap them.
I think it's the other way around. Yeah.
You're right. Swap.
I'd rather have Borum at right than at left.
Brunskill, so right now we have 9.
How many interior guys we got? Savinaya, Daniels, Brewer, Borum, Meyer,
Meyer, I'm starting.
That's 6 right there.
I'm starting Meyer on that IR because we can, and because you might not need him.
We need a tackle. I go Keon Smith. I go Keon Smith.
And that gives us 9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9 without Brunskill.
No, with Brunskill. Paul, Savinaya, Brewer, Daniels, Jackson, Brunskill, Borum, Liam, Keon Smith.
Meyer's
on the IR.
We're going to say Meyer's not starting week
Gymnastics.
Let me put devil's advocate. If Meyer is not on the IR, that's where I say Brunskill's gone. You need to tackle.
But that's why Fatty, to me, he's not bull rushed. He's 338 pounds. He could play left and right. Borum, someone was saying, can only play left tackle, and he's slow. Keon Smith, unless he's gotten stronger, he gets pushed around. He's worse than Jackson getting pushed around. I don't know. I'm not a big fan. Unless he's grown. Maybe he's gotten stronger. Maybe his technique stepped up. I got to see him. But I'm not a big fan.
Scotty says Ike, Smith, Meyer, and Brunskill is his 4 backups. So he's cutting Borum. DR says Borum is practicing over a right tackle. Yeah, that's true.
Like right now.
Shout out to Steve.
Hey, Steve, what's up, Steve? Now, the funny thing is, it's sad, but I don't think there is a lock for that Kendall Lamb swing tackle right off the bat. There's not.
How about this? Maybe the guy's not on the roster. Maybe the 8th or 9th guy's not on this roster when the final cuts happen. But
kind of sucks.
Teams don't just let good tackles go.
No.
It's Brunskill. Fins TV. Sammy and Fins TV. Check out all their stuff. Go to their channel. 100%. Shout out to the friend of the program. You'll see Sammy on here again and all the good stuff at Fins TV. Responsible for the intro, by the way, Sammy. I don't think I shot out publicly to you on that, and I forgot. All right, so this is tough because I think we both agree the number's 9. Let's say Myers is ready. I think we got to play that.
If Myers is ready, he might have to be the 10th offensive lineman, but that might sacrifice something else on the defensive side of the ball because where we're at now is 51, 25 on the offensive side. So we're getting close, but I like and using the terminology, trying to read between the lines of he's out weeks. I really feel that they would have said he's out for the preseason, but we expect him week 1 or to be. You know what I mean? I felt like that would have been some sort of.
All right, clarity. So we'll do that. We'll do that. He's out because it does sound like there's a good chance he might not be there. But if he's in, my guy would be Brunskill out. I know you guys. I
just want to give you a little taste. Okay, just a little taste.
Here we
not
go.
saying he's good. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
Well, last year he was a center and he was expected to block 2.47 seconds clean time to throw. Here it was 77% compared to 62%, 2.04. So you're talking almost a half a second longer holding up in pass protection. So whatever grade that he's got compared to Eichenberg, who's a 2.04.
But then is Eichenberg off the roster then? Then you're cutting. I just don't see a word where you have Brunskill and Eichenberg and Meyer.
I think not that I would do it, but what they're thinking, I think you got Meyer, Eichenberg can play all 3 if Meyer goes down. Brunskill could play all 3 if one of these guys go down. So I think you're going to get maybe 10, 6 interior or 9 with 2 tackles and 1 extra tackle. You could always, at the worst case scenario, maybe kick Savinaya out. But if you look at what he had to do with Will Levis and you compare the job difficulties, I could probably go and check to see the true passer grades. I'm sort of much higher. Eichenberg was on training wheels compared to a Brunskill. So when you compare these two guys, it's like anything else. Even Borum, if you put him on our offense with how he liked to throw, so little true pass sets, quick throw, it elevates these guys' skills they can float.
This is fair point, but I'll say this. There's a reason Daniel Brunskill was sitting out there to be picked up.
He's old and all that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? He's on the decline. Eichenberg, Meyer, Brunskill, I can't have all three on my team. You know what I mean? I look at it like that.
I wouldn't keep Meyer.
Yeah, so I think we're splitting hairs here. We're all in agreement just which one of the three mediocre linemen that we want to keep, right? So, Jason, break the tie. Tell us who we're keeping here. Go for it.
I'm going to stick to the guns.
All
Paul Tavayanaya, Aaron Brewer, James Daniels, Austin Jackson, Brunskill, Borum, Liam, Keon Smith, Meyer on the IR to start.
Done deal. Yeah, look, I don't feel great about – let me just put it this way. I don't feel great about any of our depth on the offensive line.
Correct.
Borum is
I'm looking – this is one position that besides the starting five, if you're looking to replace, sign me up, via the last wave of the cuts or whatever, via trade. Sammy, Fins TV, they agree with you. Scotty says what he saw out of Borum is terrible. I'm not hearing anything good. Honestly, you're not hearing much good of any of these offensive linemen in the second and third team. All right, so we got that. Where are we at now? Are we at 50 still or 51?
Let me just recount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's high. I can only count over 10. If it goes past 2 fingers, then I
like
can put my shoes on. So
this is like the election.
Yeah, we need a recount.
All right, while we're waiting for Jason, shout out to everybody who's watching. Come on over, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We're trying to bring you the best Miami Dolphin content and support us, and we appreciate that. Also, I love the chat tonight, and we love the comment section. We're here finalizing the 53-man roster, going over it. Jason, update us.
We have 2 spots left.
2 spots.
I think they got to go. I think it's got to go.
We got to go to the secondary. So
1 safety, 5 safeties, and maybe 6 DBs.
I think this week we have
because you got 2 gunners. Usually you get your gunners from the DBs.
We have the 5 locks on the left side: Sealer, Grant, Jones, Biggers, Phillips.
Yeah.
We're not changing that.
No.
Do we want? Okay, who are we had Murphy, Chop, Chubb, and Phillips as the edge rushers. So we're cutting Bell, we're cutting Kamara, we're cutting Good. Are we sticking with that? Anybody? Curtis doesn't look like Jason needs to win Florida. Jason,
I'll tell you that ain't happening.
Curtis, I see your face.
To me, I mean, Kamara, I'm not really a big fan of him. He's too short-armed. I like some of the stuff, but he didn't look good last year. But Good does fill that DN role. So for me, it's very difficult. Quentin Bell is the little guy who can explode, but you kind of have some guys that. Yeah. So
and if we're going to,
you guys like Grayson Murphy.
I don't think. Do you like Murphy over Bell?
I don't know his game is enough to really make that judgment.
So I don't think you can have Bell and Murphy.
Bell is on the lock.
Yeah, he's on your guys' lock.
Bell's on the lock.
Oh, so we have 5.
Yeah.
So we have 5 edge rushers. Okay. Interesting. And then the inside linebackers, the first 3 are locks: Brooks, Dotson, Gay.
And Britt probably too. Britt too. Yeah, I think we had him as a lock. We had 4 linebackers.
We have Britt as a lock?
Yes.
Yeah. So if Tyndale's got to go, they can't sacrifice a good position for this guy.
Oh,
he barely can play special teams.
Yeah, I agree with him. I don't see DR says he doesn't see how Murphy can be get cut, and also I don't think Bell should be a lock, he says. And Britt shouldn't be a lock either. Boy, I'm telling you, DR, you're bringing the heat. I kind of agree with a lot of your opinions. All right, so Phillips, Chubb, Robinson, Murphy lock. Bell, Kamara, McClendon, Good. McClendon, young player, shows some promise, practice squad candidate. I think Kamara is another guy. We liked him coming out last year. Has he shown enough? If we're gonna put a Grayson Murphy on there, do we need another small kind of DN edge rusher? Ooh.
I would move off Kamara.
Yeah, I'm gonna move off the bottom 3 guys. We're gonna stick with those 5 guys.
Good, I think we'll go find someplace.
Yeah, Good's a special team. That's the only reason why I have hesitation. the special team coach always gets one or two.
You know what? With that said, and he's playing well in camp, I'm almost inclined to take Britt off and put Good on, and I reluctantly do that. But I say that knowing that Asante could replace Good in a heartbeat if we see it. So that last spot could be Good or Asante.
Look, these are special team spots. You ask their coach and say, look, who do you like here? You like Good or do you like Britt? Who's more important? You probably want both. But are you agreeing with that, Curtis? You want Good over Britt?
Thing is, though, if one of your linebackers go down, you got no one to come in for a breather at linebacker. I mean, who else are you going to put in there? Britt at least can come in. So, you might lose a linebacker during the season, and then a guy gets dinged, and then you need to bring a linebacker in there for a couple of plays or a game. Good can't play in the middle. I think you need 4 linebackers. I think you need like 4 official.
All right, let's go. Good's off the team.
Not even if it's Britt or whatever, but you need 4.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Yeah, let's go Britt.
We'll go Britt.
Good.
All right, so there's one spot left.
Ooh.
There's one spot left as we go into the defensive backfield.
So I think you got to keep 6 DBs because think about it. Davis is going to be stashed, and then if the 6 DBs not working, you can throw them off, and then you bring Davis in.
Chat, what do you think? 5 or 6? I just think Bonner, Johnson, Adams, Robinson, Armstrong. They're all practice squad eligible. You're not going to keep them all. I just think you can. You have 5 DBs. Campbell can play some stuff. Fitzpatrick can move around. I'm still leaning towards 5, but I'm open to it. You guys, that's my.
It could even be an extra safety. I think that you want to have like at least 11.
I'm going to stick guys. 5. You, Jason and Curtis, you guys get your opinion, and if you guys want 6, pick them, and we rock with them.
Ethan Bonner didn't make it last year, so I can't really rely on him. Cam Smith has got to go. If they don't let him go,
he's gone. I'm not even counting on him.
Bonner was on.
Bonner was on the team. Yeah. They might.
No, but he didn't start really.
I can see them stashing Cam Smith on the injury, kind of not having to make that decision. Either way, he's not on. Scotty says
that hurt.
My 53 is a bit different. Interesting.
That's fine.
Who are your corners here? Who's your secondary here, Scotty? Let us know.
We have Duck, Jones, Hilton, Marshall, Sheffield as the 5. I mean, I'm going to put Bonner on just for the speed. How
many safeties do we have?
That safeties right now 4. Minka, Effie,
Elijah
Campbell.
Honestly, the last roster spot is coming down to Patrick McMorris and Ethan Bonner.
And this also means
Patrick McMorris 10 out of 10 on that.
And this also means that we are saying goodbye to Tanner Connor.
Shout out to the Dolphins realtor. Shout out, no problem, buddy.
Hey, there's Zach. What's going on, brother?
Catch the show. You're in the good time. We're debating on the last spot here.
Tana. The good part is if you keep Tanakana, you also got Kanatana, so it's 2 for 1. So that's always nice.
This is what hurts now. The last 2 or 3 guys are we all love.
It's down to McMorris. Here's the 3 guys I'm going to say it's down to McMorris or 4. McMorris, Tanner Connor, Theo Weiss, and Ethan Bonner. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah, that's where we're at.
The way I figure is if
Weiss, I think, is out. We'll get him on the practice.
Yeah. I think it's McMorris versus Bonner.
What player do I like better? I love Patrick McMorris. So.
Yeah, he's done it. He's played. They've trusted on him. He does play special teams.
My vote is McMorris. Now, we're keeping 5 corners on a weak position, but things change. You know what I mean? Like, hopefully we
Bonner might get stashed.
6th corner, I'm telling you right now, I don't think New England will pick up Patrick McMorris. I'm telling you that right now. They will pick up Patrick McMorris.
Now,
so we're gonna vote. I'm going McMorris over Bonner. Jason.
Bonner, technically, you could get away with getting him on a practice squad for one more season or portions of it. Same thing with McMorris, obviously. McMorris probably has a better chance of getting picked up. Oh, boy. I would give the tiebreaker to who you gave the drafted investment in. So I think McMorris by default there. And to get that, look, Anthony Weaver likes to rotate safeties too, and I'm sure he'd rather 5 safeties, and you could send McMorris down and when Ashton comes back, or you could play a little bit of that.
And if he's got an injury history too.
Yeah, so I'm looking at Scotty. Scotty's going with Bonner, not McMorris.
As much as I like a Tanner Connor and Ethan Bonner, as much as I'm rooting.
I mean, Tanner Connor's also a possibility. Again, there's going to be some moves. This might be play out. These things tend to play out on their own. But right now, this is why we did it now, because it's funner. It's harder.
Oh yeah.
You don't know. This is when it's a little easier when when you're getting close to the cut day. I'm voting McMorris. I like the player, and I think I think both have a good chance to get picked up. Realtor, he made a great point. He said, all this talk of Bonner speed, somebody might pick him up, especially a team that's not expected to be good this year.
But they got to put him on the active. They can't.
Yeah, they got to put him on the active.
Got to put him in the active, exactly.
And McMorris brings special teams value. I'm going McMorris.
Me too. I just like the potential of Bonner and his name,
But here's the thing too. It's like it's a lot of these guys, 3 or 4 of them are August celebrities. But when does it translate?
Eric Ezukama, Skylar Thompson.
Right. But with that said, you make a draft pick investment on a McMorris. I'd love to be wrong on this, but I'll go with McMorris over Bonner.
Yeah,
okay.
Me too.
All right, so lock it in. Jason, go over our 53. I'll kind of, you want to kind of flow with here? I go through the list.
Let me read it, and somebody tally and audit me just in case.
I'll tally.
You tally.
Quarterbacks, we got 3. Tua, Zach Wilson, and Quinn Ewers. Running backs, we have 5. Achane, Wright, Madison, Ollie Gordon, and then we got Alec Ingold from the fullback slot. We have 5 wideouts: Tyreek, Jalen, Malik Washington, NWI, and D. Eskridge. We have 3 tight ends in Waller, Brown, and Hill. We have 9 offensive linemen in your first 5 in Paul Savaianaya, Brewer, Daniels, Jackson, and then Brunskill, Borum, Liam, and Keon Smith. Andrew Mayer on the IR.
On the IR.
But don't count that. We have 5 locks at defensive line, which I think is the easiest to do. Sealer, Grant, Jones, Biggers, Phillips. Edge rushers / linebackers. You got JP, Chubb, Robinson, Brooks, Willie Gay, Dotson, Grayson Murphy, Quentin Bell, Britt, and Kamara.
What's the total there? 4 and Brooks, Dotson, Gay. So we have 8.
10. 10 over.
10. Oh, 10. Phillips. Yeah. Sorry, say it again.
Phillips, Chubb, Robinson, Brooks, Gay, Dotson, Grayson Murphy, Quentin Bell, KJ Britt, and Muhammad Kamara. And then
Kamara's off, isn't he?
No, we put him on.
We put him on?
Yep.
Ooh.
I put him on.
I left him off. Oh, I thought we left him off.
I put him on.
Okay.
Storm Duck.
10.
Yep, so Storm Duck, Jack Jones, Mike Hilton, Jason Marshall Jr., Sheffield. Those are your corners. Remember, you're going 5 corners.
That was 5.
5 corners. And then you're going 5 safeties. Minka, Iffy, Elijah Campbell, Trader Jr., McMorris.
25-25.
And then your 3 specialists. Give me crack corn. We did it.
Man, I did you guys voted for Kamara? I'm leaving the office. I'm leaving the office.
You know what Kamara is? He's my Colorado State at 18 and 19, sneaking in as the last team in for the NCAAs.
We got him. It's a good 53. I think it's a good.
We got our
with Kamara being a little of a curiosity.
Like he's the one that we're having beers after the debate in the office, and I'm leaving pissed off with my saying my hat. Oh, what a Theo Weiss on there. What would you rather have, Bonner or Kamara? That was the debate. Bonner, Kamara, McMorris. And those are the kind of the guys. No, Beach says no to Kamara.
The chat.
DR says no shot. Kamara makes the 53.
Oof.
Well, I kind of agree with the chat.
This is the time.
Hold on. Wait, stop. Did we release it to the press yet?
No, we did not.
We did not.
Somebody's jumping up on the table in the coach's room, a position coach.
Let's give this one to the chat. We're going to give the last spot to the chat.
Kamara.
Everybody vote. Kamara or Bonner?
I could dig that. That's fine.
Anybody in the chat, if you're still watching after an hour and 40 minutes we've gone here, Kamara or Bonner? If not, we make the decision.
There's 2 slices of pizza left on the table. There's very little left in your soft drink. Coaches are tired. What do y'all think? Kamara or Ethan Bonner?
Boy. Vote, Curtis. Oh, Realtor Bonner. Bonner. 2 Bonners.
Looks like the bone is going to stand up.
Everybody's got a Bonner in the chat, baby.
All right.
Bonner, another one.
As the guy with the pen right now, I will approve.
Breaking news.
I will approve. I don't like doing it, but I think Kamara will be welcomed back on the practice squad. I'll take a little solace in that. We are a people-friendly show here.
Yes.
We're going to give y'all what you want. Rise up, Ethan Bonner.
Ethan Bonner. So that's our final 53. We got a last-minute change. Kamara for Bonner. I didn't know Kamara made it. Sorry, Curtis and maybe Jason. I could have sworn Curtis was out on Kamara.
I was.
Yeah.
I was.
Jason, this is what happens when you let Jason. He's thinking the guys he wants on.
He's the head coach.
But I'm being very I'm allowing you all to sway me.
White lightning.
But what we could do now in a very fun way is pick out 2 or 3 battles. And to me, the preseason battle is Eugene Asante versus KJ Britt. You got to give a little bit of the edge.
Sanders and McMorris.
You can
Weiss, Eskridge.
I'll tell you.
Taj.
You know, it would be a surprising one to me too.
Jason Greer.
I don't know if I love that or if I hate that, Scotty. Thank you. I appreciate the thought. But yeah, I think we.
I agree. I can't wait to see the revised one because it will be revised. Man, we've almost gone an hour and 40. This was fun. I'm having fun. This was a blast. Like
Jason Greer, that's your new name now.
Jason Greer.
No.
You're GM.
Oh man.
No, Jason. But yes, it's going to change after preseason. Let's bring. So that's the list. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's real quick. Let's preview the practice joint. They have the Bears on Friday.
Yeah.
Bears, good offensive line. I don't think they're a great team, but good offensive line.
Yep.
They got
decent
good weapons.
Receivers.
They got some weapons. They got a couple young, good tight ends. I think we're going to see that D-line. We'll start with you, Curtis. What are you looking for in that joint practice, even the preseason game?
Exactly that. Look, my thing with our defense is everybody's talking about us getting after teams, and I think we can. But when you come across somebody who can block and the clock ticks up a little bit, it's going to put more emphasis on these cornerbacks and can they hold up. This offensive line by the Bears, depending on who they start and how it goes, going to offer that kind of test to allow these corners to get exposed because the receivers aren't bad either. I'm not big on Williams, though.
Right, yeah, no. Their tackles are they got Wright and Braxton Jones. Darnell was a first-round pick. I believe they were like 16 and 22nd ranked in tackles last season and PFF grade. Then they overhauled their interior line. They got Joe Thuney, Drew Dahlman, Jonah Jackson. And you said the weapons, Odunze, Swift already back. DJ Moore, the young tight end, Loveland. Who I love that of Michigan.
Cole Kmet too. I mean,
so the young secondary and Willie Gay. There's been a lot of Willie Gay hype, but in coverage, this is a good test for Willie Gay in these joint to see how he does. And these young defensive tackles, the line of scrimmage play. I'm looking forward to that in joint practice preseason. How about you, Jason?
I cannot wait to see special teams in this game. I joke around a lot with special teams, but it is the third phase of football, and over the last 5-6 years, ever since Darren Rizzi.
Jason, read that.
Listen, Darren Rizzi was one of the best positional coaches we've had in a decade and a half.
Yep.
And when he had left, the special teams coverage units has gone to poop. So I'm looking forward to see what Craig Aukerman can do with that. He has players who are decent at their individual jobs, but the units have to be a cohesive group. And I really, Trader Jr., McMorris, as you said, Asante, Cam Good. I want to see who is absolutely flying. And just an example that you don't have to be, a non-skill position player to stand out. One of the best stories in the NFL of a guy who became a fantasy stud who had to make a team on special teams was Austin Eckler. He was not supposed to be Austin Eckler. And some coach went up to him and was like, all right, you got one ticket on this team, bub. It's special teams. He kicked ass on special teams, and he had a couple of phenomenal years as a dual threat running back. So special teams, everybody. Special teams.
Special teams. I'll never forget when Wes Welker came here off, I believe the first game of the season, his number was 45. He was our returner. I don't remember who it was. Small guy. Got hurt. They picked up Wes Welker off practice squad or waivers, and the rest is history. Special teams is a way, especially these linebackers and the safety battles. These last guys, they don't bring value sitting on the bench if they're not playing. They got to play special teams. But, yeah, we should look forward to that. We'll let everybody get out of here. It's an hour and 46 minutes. This was fantastic. This 3 right here you see, get used to it. I'll give you a little spoiler. We got something in the works here for the season. Stick with us, guys. Also, go to Ace Bread channel, Curtis's channel. I'll let him plug it here in a minute. But on our way out here, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Put on the notifications so you can alert it while we go live. Thumbs up, comment on the video, share it with your friends. We got a lot of stuff. When we say we're all in, and we got a lot of great Dolphin content here in the Fins Faithful. And there's a lot of hard work and passion behind it, and we appreciate it. But on the way out, Curtis, plug what you got going on, your great stuff.
I'm going to plug Geritol. I should have took an extra dose because we're what is I'm like, woo, spinning. Anyway, come check me out on YouTube. Ace Bread's a channel. Curtis and Ace Bread. I talk football. I'm trying to talk other teams, mostly on the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Curtis at Fins News 1 on the Twitter. I try to work that thing, but it knocks out the little hair I got left. So I kind of stay away a little bit. And with you guys. So that's where you can find me.
Yeah. We're going to have fun this. All right. So joint practice on Friday, first preseason game.
I can't wait.
On Sunday's the first preseason game.
Yeah.
Could be going on Saturday, to be determined. My birthday's on Monday. By the way,
birthday,
so is my son Brandon.
Almost.
Oh no, August 11th. Oh, hey, all right.
Yeah.
So we'll a good chance we're still going live, but just you never know when things change. But shout out to everybody. Thank you guys. Fins up, and everybody stay healthy out there, and let's get this season going with some action this weekend. All right, guys. Fins up, everybody.
Good night,
for
everybody.
Curtis, for Jason, myself, we're out.
Hasta.